Friday, June 6th. We are at 6:29 this morning, and Megan, the fog is back, and for that I say boo.
Boo. That is the forecast for this morning. Yes, we are unfortunately seeing the foggy conditions continue yet again for Friday morning. So just be careful as you are heading out. I mean, take a look from Wayne County, Kentucky to even Wayne County, West Virginia. That fog is really popping out. Densest fog right now as you're traveling towards Jonesville and Lee County, Virginia. Here's a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar. We do see a little bit of rain in the region this morning, extending from Letcher County all the way into portions of Lawrence County. And again, more rain chances follow as we head through the next couple hours. Strong to severe storm chances this afternoon and evening. Here's a look at those current temperatures as we're sitting in the 60s. High temperatures for the day in the low to mid 80s. And if you're heading out to the Polk Salad Festival, here is what you need to know. Those temperatures will hit a high around that 2 o'clock mark, and then temperatures will begin to dip as scattered chances of showers and storms enter into the forecast. Amelia.
The Bell County Sheriff's Department is investigating a hit and run. Deputies say a woman was run over around 5:30 yesterday morning at Casey's gas station in Middlesboro. She was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The vehicle left, heading toward town. Investigators released these photos. They're on your screen now. Dispatch says the man in the photo has contacted the sheriff's office. We will update you when we learn more. A deadly moped crash is under investigation in Laurel County. Kentucky State Police say 74-year-old Ronald Begley was heading north on North Laurel Road when he hit the back of a Chevrolet Trax that stopped to make a left turn. Begley was not wearing a helmet at the time and died at St. Joseph Hospital. The driver of the other vehicle was not injured, and troopers say there's no evidence that drugs or alcohol played a role. State police are investigating a deadly crash involving a four-wheeler. It happened just before 2:30 Wednesday afternoon along Highway 27 in Parkers Lake. Officials say an SUV crossed the center line to avoid a collision with another vehicle when it hit a four-wheeler driving on the side of the road. The four-wheeler driver was ejected and pronounced dead at the scene. He was identified as 74-year-old Roger Dale Stanton. An SUV driver, that's 77-year-old Linda Joyce Moncrise, was also killed. Another SUV passenger was flown to the hospital. A man charged in connection to a deadly crash in Laurel County pleaded guilty. Wesley Allen pleaded guilty to vehicular homicide last month. The crash happened in November 2023. That's about 4 miles west of London. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office reported Allen crossed the center line, hitting a car driven by Fred Johnson of London. Johnson was pronounced dead at the scene. Allen faces a recommended 15-year sentence. A former assistant county attorney in Pike County was sentenced to 5 years in jail for evidence tampering in connection with the death of his wife. Last month, Donald Kyle Deskins entered an Alford plea deal to have a murder charge against him dismissed without prejudice. Judith Deskins died in April 2021. An Alford plea means Deskins maintains his innocence but admits a guilty verdict is likely. The 5-year sentence was handed down in Perry County on Wednesday. The defense had asked for just probation. A New Tazewell, Tennessee man is facing charges accused of throwing a bag of meth out of a car during a chase. The Claiborne County Sheriff's Office says Robert Reese was speeding near Highway 33 and Lone Mountain Road when a detective tried to pull him over. Investigators say Reese sped away, throwing a bag of meth out of his car window. He was eventually caught and arrested. He's now charged with possession of meth for sale and delivery, along with evading arrest, speeding, and misuse of vehicle registration. Pulaski County Sheriff's Office arrested a man for distributing meth reportedly supplied by a source in Louisville. Deputies say the investigation started in early 2025 with the help of ATV officials. They identified 56-year-old James Bradley Townsend as the main suspect. ATV federally indicted Townsend in May. He's charged with conspiracy to distribute a methamphetamine mixture and distribution of that as well. Deputies in Laurel County arrested a man after they say he refused to leave someone else's home. When deputies arrived, they learned 52-year-old Christopher Combs was still inside the person's home. Deputies found Combs locked in a bathroom. He now faces criminal trespassing charges. Officials say Combs also had multiple outstanding warrants. Those are in Kentucky, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. As Job Corps programs throughout the nation continue to wait for the next update after a federal pause on the program was announced last week. Employees and students impacted have been sharing their concerns and fighting to save the Corps. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at a pause protest in Floyd County.
Save Job Corps!
From the outside looking in, you might not understand the program, but if you could learn more about it and how wonderful it is and how it changes people's lives.
Carl D. Perkins' Job Corps is one of many programs impacted by the recent federal Job Corps pause, with students and staff worried for the future.
They're like, where do I go? Who do I turn to? And to not have those answers and to not be certain what's going to happen with them, that's it takes its toll on you.
The Prestonsburg program received its warn letters this week, with more than 150 employees expected to lose their jobs by the end of June, ending the program for approximately 130 students.
Something to the tune of 50 actually came from homeless shelters, came from different places like that, you know, once the doors closed, they're back on the street.
So current and former staff members gathered together Thursday, voicing their concerns to their Prestonsburg community, saying the federal discussion and statistics do not look at the future of the people who rely on the program.
You can't put money on how much this is worth. And it's like that in Job Corps all the way across the nation. We can't afford to lose this many jobs. And it's just not a job, it is our future.
But for now, workers say there is a glimmer of hope. Job Corps contractors sued President Donald Trump's administration Tuesday, which resulted in a temporary restraining order that will block elimination of the programs while the case goes before the court.
Be hopeful that they make, you know, decisions to keep our doors open, to be able to keep our students in training so that way they do have a chance at a better life. And let's just be willing to take it all the way to D.C. if we have to.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Workers at Carl D. Perkins were originally expected to begin seeing layoffs as early as next Tuesday, but those are now expected to be paused until the hearing against the administration on June 17th. Well, the Beshear administration is now advocating for pre-K for all. It's an initiative that aims to advance child education as well as advance the economy. No matter a child's family, background, or zip code, officials say all children should have the same opportunity for success. This opportunity will give children the cognitive and early educational steps that is essential for their future. Supporters say this is not only helping the kids, but can be an engine for economic growth too.
When a 4-year-old walks into a preschool classroom, they're not just learning shapes and numbers and colors. They're making real connections, like biological connections that shape the way they learn for the rest of their entire life.
Senior advisor Rocky Adkins says the 18 other states that have early childhood education like preschool have also seen a 10% growth in the workforce. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman is urging Congress to invest more in youth drug prevention. Coleman joined attorney generals from 36 states to support the Youth Substance Use Prevention and Awareness Act. He says it builds on Kentucky's Better Without It initiative, a campaign using NIL deals and youth partnerships to promote a drug-free lifestyle. The bill would fund federal grants for educational outreach to help reduce youth drug use across the country. The Veterans Affairs Clinic in Hazard is moving from its old building on Black Gold Boulevard to its new location off Highway 80. Officials say that the approximately 1,500 veterans who are assigned to the Hazard VA Clinic should have received a letter about the move and a point of contact. We are told no veteran appointment has been canceled due to this move and that there will be no disruption to care during the transition to the new building.
And if that means moving to a location where we can provide more services, I think that's part of that. We really care for the veterans that we serve. They've earned and deserve a high quality health care, and we all collectively at Lexington VA work together to do that. We have more details on this move on our website, WYMT.com.
Now that summertime is here, many children are at risk of missing meals that they would usually get at school. But a local nonprofit is working to keep bellies full while classes are out. God's Pantry Food Bank opened 30 additional sites throughout the state in partnership with local libraries, churches, apartment complexes, and community centers, offering free meals and snacks to anyone under 18 years old.
1 in 4 children are at risk of missing meals. And that risk heightens during the summertime. A 7-year-old child came up to me and said, "Thank you. Thank you for providing me food. Because of the food that you help me eat, I do better in school."
You can go to the God's Pantry website to find a list of the summer feeding sites closest to you. The food bank has dozens of locations throughout eastern Kentucky. Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park is once again open to the public. The lodge has been serving as temporary housing for February flood victims. A post on Facebook says lodge rooms and cottages are available. A popular exhibit at the Kentucky Derby Museum is back open after temporary closing for Churchill Downs construction. The museum stable features a miniature horse named Mighty Arstides and a rotating resident thoroughbred. It's been part of the museum experience since 1985. The Winner's Circle exhibit is also newly updated with a painted replica horse, video of sovereignty, victory, and unique artifacts on display.
As you're heading out the door this morning, temperatures will be sitting in the 60s, even seeing some upper 60s as you travel more towards our southwestern county. 68 in Somerset, 67 in London this afternoon. Well, those temperatures will be warming up into the low to mid 80s. It's going to be another warm day out there with those chances of rain and storms in the forecast, especially building up as we're heading into the afternoon and evening hours. Here's what you need to know if you're traveling today. Temperatures mid 60s this morning, mostly clear skies. By the time we head into lunch, we'll start to see some chances for rain popping up with temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. By the time we're heading into the evening, those temperatures will already have started to drop down. Still seeing those chances of rain and storms in the forecast. And if you're heading off to that Poke Salad Festival over the next 2 days, here's what you need to know. We have those chances for storms in the afternoon hours of your Friday with temperatures in the mid 80s. And then we're starting to clear out those chances on Saturday during the daytime hours. But we do have chances in the morning and in the late evening. Amelia.
Well, thank you.